That takes us to all the sport now with Brandon Cook.
Get your fill of the action. STV Sport, sponsored by Papa John's Pizza.
Good evening. Aberdeen will play Rangers in just over an hour's time in what promises to be a poignant occasion following the death of managerial legend Walter Smith yesterday. A minute's silence will be held before every game in the Premiership tonight, as it was last night in the Championship. Ronnie Charters is at Ibrox with all the latest.
Well, Aberdeen travel here to Ibrox on what will be a very poignant night for everyone involved with Rangers Football Club. The passing of the late great Walter Smith hit everyone associated with this club hard indeed. The Rangers family will gather tonight to celebrate and mourn the life of a man who gave so much to the Ibrox club, a man who Steven Gerrard says epitomises what it means to be at Rangers.
I think when you play Aberdeen it's tough anyway, because they're a good team, and obviously what the news of today is going to make it even more tough. Of course it is, but we need to be united, the fans, the players, everyone at the club.
Well, there is still a game to be played here tonight, and Stephen Glass is looking for back-to-back wins after that 1-0 victory over Hibs at the weekend. That eased pressures on his position. Tonight though will be a very different challenge indeed.
We're bare bones at the back, but we've shown a willingness and an ability to overcome that, and we'll deal with any obstacles we get thrown. Again, we didn't look for excuses when we weren't getting victories. We'll not look for them when we're going to Ibrox with a depleted group. We'd all acknowledge that, but again, it's a challenge we're looking forward to.
Rangers versus Aberdeen here at Ibrox, and what's set to be a very emotional night for everyone involved. Kick-off time is 7:45.
Yep, as Ronnie says, it's sure to be a moving occasion. Now, as we've been hearing, Aberdeen are in Glasgow taking on Rangers, and elsewhere there's a full card of Premiership fixtures, not least a massive bottom-of-the-table clash at Dens between Dundee and Ross County. The Dingwall side are 4 points adrift of the Dark Blues, who've found some form after a slow start, but County will be eager to close the gap this evening. Ross County, the only team in the division without a win to their name, on a run of 4 defeats in a row, all by a single goal. Saturday was another cruel result, missing out on a deserved draw through this late winner. But tonight is a chance to finally put this hard luck story to bed.
A win on Wednesday definitely takes a bit of pressure off us, but I said a few weeks ago that the longer this goes on, the harder it gets to win games. But Wednesday will be a great opportunity to win, especially away from home, and we can come here on Sunday hopefully against Hibs with a boost of confidence.
For Dundee, it's a different story. After a stuttering start to the season, they're finally finding their feet, and the men from the Dens want to widen the gap from the drop.
Both teams need to win the game if they want to go and shout the door of the top 6, and we want to be on the coattails of St Johnstone, St Mirren, teams like that, Livingston, who are above us at the minute. We want to be closer to them.
Elsewhere, United are on the plastic pitch in Livingston, looking to build on their run of form. Assistant manager Liam Fox says they'll need to adapt, but are ready for tonight's challenge.
The pitch for me, it is what it is. It's just one of these things that we need to adapt and to hopefully overcome. Livingston are obviously in the back of 2 really good results, so even if Livingston hadn't had these results, it still would have been a really tough game, knowing the people, knowing the players, knowing Davy. So it's one that we're going to have to work extremely hard to get anything out of, and we're going to need to play well.
St Johnstone have had their work cut out recently, and tonight will be no different against a flying Hearts side. Manager Callum Davidson says he has a plan to get the result in Perth, but his side need to stop unforced errors at the back.
It's something we've looked at this week, how would they rectify it. I think obviously Liam Gordon back in middle of defence will help us, and these little things sometimes you've got to look at. Can you do things better? Sometimes just individual making a mistake doesn't help, but I think lads are pretty positive.
It's a full list of clashes across the country. Hibs take on Celtic at Easter Road, while Motherwell host St Mirren. Some good games there. Now, meanwhile, in the women's game, Scotland lost 2-0 at home to a tough Sweden side last night. It was a good test for Pedro Martinez Losa's team ahead of their World Cup qualifier against Ukraine next month. Rugby now, and Scotland head coach Gregor Townsend has chosen 2 co-captains for Saturday's clash with Tonga. Both Ali Price and Jamie Ritchie will take up the roles to continue their development as leaders. Townsend has also named 4 uncapped players in the team for the match at Murrayfield this weekend.
They've been vice-captains before, and Jamie was set to be captain in the summer. We see Jamie and Ali as developing leaders, 2 guys in a leadership group. And one being a back, one being a forward, meaning that they should complement each other at the weekend.
Cricket now, and Scotland are heading for, I'm afraid to say, another heavy defeat at the T20 Cricket World Cup. After being told to bat first by Namibia, the Scots were restricted to 108 for the loss of 8 wickets from their first 20 overs. Namibia are currently 103 for 5. Not so good. That's all from me this evening. Big games tonight, as we've mentioned, but we'll have all the reaction for you tomorrow. Join me again if you can.